While I'm in the middle of doling out my best in horror countdown all month, I'm going to try to continue to cover some of the newer films released all through October. Horror never takes a break, and I'm trying to keep up with it. Take Two Witches, a new shocker from the wonderful folks at Arrow, which curates content that is quite eclectically culty. Two Witches was released last Saturday, and I have a few things to say about it. Let's go. Welcome back to ML Miller Frights. I'm ML Miller. Before we begin, please do me a favor and punch that like button down below. Share this video with all of your social media addicted pals. Click subscribe to this channel and ring that bell for notifications. Two Witches is new on demand on Arrow and available on Blu-ray and DVD from Arrow soon. You can find the link to Arrow down below. It's directed by Pierre Tsigaridis and written by Pierre Tsigaridis, Kristina Klebe, and Maxime Rancon. Two Witches tell two interconnected tales of encounters with the unknown. In one, a newly pregnant woman named Sarah, played by Belle Adams, becomes paranoid that an evil presence is stalking her and threatening to steal her baby, and uses a Ouija board in order to hopefully get rid of the evil spirit. In a second tale, a socially awkward student named Masha, played by Rebecca Kennedy, attempts to connect with her roommate Rachel, played by Kristina Klebe, who only ends up scaring her away with stories of her grandmother, who claims she is a witch. Both stories merge together in strange and terrifying ways. Two Witches is quite an effective shocker of a movie. I call it a shocker because the most effective scares come from jump cuts. But instead of these cuts being false scares like a cat jumping through a window or a wind blowing open a door, the sudden cuts that punctuate a suspense-filled buildup are damn horrifying. They pay off. These cuts usually jump to a grotesque and twisted face way too close to the screen for my comfort. Now I will say that this technique is used more than a few times throughout Two Witches, but I'll also admit that this film got me every mother-lovin' time. This film made me a jittery mess by the time I finished it, as I scanned the shadows and tried to peer around corners, hoping I wouldn't see another creepy-ass face. Some might criticize Two Witches for being repetitive with its shocks, but when they work as effective as they do, I don't mind the redundancy. What helps is that Two Witches is separated into two distinct stories that occasionally intertwine together with overlapping cast members, locations, and monsters. It's got a Pulp Fiction multiple plot lines vibe, though it only tells two tales and an epilogue. None of the stories overstay their welcome and do a great job of telling a complete story on its own. It helps that the cast is great. The true standout is Rebecca Kennedy as Masha, who may not be the most likable character, but damn, Kennedy does a great job of being a nutcase. Seeing her alternate from a doe-eyed innocent to a screaming nightmare is all kinds of fun. Kristina Klebe has a writing credit on Two Witches, but she's also always a powerhouse on the screen. Ever since the excellent Proxy, she's been a character actor worth following, and while her part here is small, it's crucial to the story. I also really like the star of the first segment, Belle Adams, who is pissed off at her husband and crabbily pregnant most of the time, but still manages to be sympathetic all the way through. Dina Silva also does a great job in a smaller role as an occult enthusiast and plays a big part in some very horrifying scenes. There's an overall dangerous feeling that permeates Two Witches. It has a lot of giallo elements with extreme lighting, characters that act off-kilter and bizarrely, and extended shots of people staring at foreboding things. Director Pierre Tsigaridis seems to have this fascination with the twisted and grotesque faces of the witches that never got old for me. Plus, the film has one electrifying scene of horror after the next, threaded together to make one effective horror film. The best thing is that there's a promise of a sequel. As though Two Witches finishes its tale, it teases another dive into witchy darkness with an after-credits sequence and a to be continued tag. After surviving this spine-tingling shockaroo, I say bring on another installment of Two Witches.
You're doomed to live the life you're meant to be. Stuck inside your reality. Your